Good morning. I wanted to talk a little bit about migrations. I've been a migrant myself. In my 20s, I had the privilege of moving abroad. The opportunity appeared and I took it. I moved to a different culture, different language, different everything, and I didn't have any difficulty acculturating, assimilating. After some months, people actually thought I was local. My accent was good. No, man, I'm not. Maybe they were being nice. Um, I remember arriving on a Friday. I spent the weekend. Next Monday, I started working and never stopped. I got a contract, bank account. I had, permission from, to live, to have an address, and all that stuff. So after my paycheck, I got my first car. I bought a beat up Toyota from the 80s. I love that car. I had it for some years until someone, you know, while I was stopping at the red light, someone just couldn't stop and completely destroyed the behind of the car. And it had to go to the demolition. I couldn't fix it. It had, damaged the chassis. Damn, I liked that car. It was good to, he had a good traction in the snow, you know. It was oh, what's wrong with the fucking animal there? Scared me. It's my neighbor's donkey. So, migrations. I've been listening to the intellectuals talk about migrations. It's funny how they go around the subject and they don't talk about the obvious, you know. They know the obvious, but they are too polite not to say it. They're afraid for their skin, afraid for their necks. So before I talk about migration, we, decide to migrate often, in the search of a better life. Yes, but you have to understand baggage. You always bring baggage with you, no matter, what is the circumstance. There's always going to be some baggage. You're not going to be able to avoid baggage. Yeah. When you're young, I suppose it's easier. Yes, I was 20, 21. It was a lot easier for me. I got you know, easy with the culture and the language, etc. And what's wrong with my neighbor? Thank you, just ruined the video. The donkey's playing with the dog. I don't know if you can see it from here. Yeah, behind the branches. They're just jumping around. Yay. What the hell? Anyway, I'm not gonna start the video because of that. Completely ruined everything. I don't edit anything, I'm sorry. So anyway, when you travel, go abroad, there's gonna be baggage they're gonna bring with you. Whatever hell you're trying to escape, some of it is gonna come with you. Yeah, that sort of thing. So another thing, I was listening to this guy. He was Algerian, living in the UK, or lived in France and then the UK. And he said he's a one of these traveling, entrepreneurs. And he said, when I left Algeria, I thought I was living an asylum. He said, and to my surprise, panic, horror, I realized I just joined another. So when you travel from country to country, it's only a trade-off. There's no utopias. So anyway, the intellectuals been saying some countries of the old continent, the richest countries, because only the richest countries attract certain types of migrants. Um, they migrants, from that area of the world that I cannot say, they are reaching 20% of the population. Yeah, these countries, I mean, opened the borders because they had, problems with demographics. They had one child per couple, and they were, I don't know, thinking about the future, and they opened the borders, for mass migration. Okay, fair enough. But these migrants, they refuse to acculturate, they refuse to assimilate. The experts, I mean, are scratching their heads and explaining away, why is this happening? Explanations like these people are bitter about their host. They see them as decadent. They see this prosperous host as a freak. They are too promiscuous. Their culture is too free. There's too much freedom, and they don't like it. That's why they refuse to acculturate. These migrants desired, the specialists say, desired to come to the West to experience all its pleasures and freedoms, they say. But they end up hating its people for that. They've been repressed so much in their home countries that when they arrive in the West, they engorge themselves in pleasures and end up hating the culture for that. It's a culture of excess. It seems there's a conflict between the two paradigms. These conflicting realities are colliding, resulting in a highly confused, society. These individuals, according to the experts, are not assimilating because of that. I say, no, it's not because of that. These migrants actually start to write about how dysfunctional the West is and how, it would be better if they would, move in instead of acculturating. So confrontation is being, formed. And whenever someone talks to them, hey, what you're doing is wrong, they answer, we also have right for free speech. So even though most of them are in welfare help or in student visas, politicians, especially of the left, are enjoying this situation, this chaotic situation. They actually are the architects of opening borders. They love to see foreigners pontificating to the locals how evil they are, how promiscuous, how sinful, how decadent they are. Although secretly, these migrants are engorging themselves in all sorts of excess. These intellectuals are pissing at the wrong tree, in my opinion, because they left out the religious motivation. Yes. Now, I was listening to this other Algerian guy. He was living in the UK. He spoke 3, 4 languages, and he read, the scriptures fluently. And then he made a couple of presentations explaining what was written. He said, honestly, nobody in that culture reads. They all trust the experts, priests. The priests are the ones who filter everything, because if they told the truth of what was written, people probably would throw up. These scriptures are hundreds of years old and they need an update because it doesn't make any sense. Whatever was written, I mean, they have strict, laws, strict rituals on how to wash your hands, how to walk, how to take a bath, how to, sleep, how to do everything. The culture is the scripture, and the scripture is the culture. There's nothing else for them. That's why their culture, when we see them, it's a bit odd. Are they allergic to technology? It seems they are stuck in the Middle Ages, and they are unable to move forward. Yeah. They only raise cattle, and that's it. Now he said it, and he said it very well, this guy. He said it's a conquest religion. The scriptures forbid them from assimilating. The scriptures forbid them from acculturating. The West sees them as migrants who want a better life. but they see themselves as an invading army. Whenever their numbers reaches 50%, that's when they flip the script and take over. This happened many times in other cultures. They enter, slowly, and when their population equals, matches, they turn around, and it's our law. It's our way or the highway. You either, become one of us, or you pay. They have this special tax, for those who don't want to become their part of their culture. And I believe this Algerian guy. I believe what he was saying. You know, the West is playing with fire. Unless that's the intention. The left. I mean, all totalitarian regimes, they just loved that religion. They said, I think it was the one of those puzzling people that became a totalitarian leader. He said, oh, it would be perfect for the army. Like in the old Roman Empire, they had cults for the army. So they would be forgiven for all their sins, and whenever they died, they would go into this, full of virgins, heaven full of virgins and stuff, and wine, as a reward for the afterlife or some shit like that. And it is here, and in some of the most fancy rich countries in Europe, and I think that everybody is backpedaling on what happened, and now they are panicking because they don't know how to handle the situation. They don't know how to handle it. They don't assimilate. They don't integrate. They just form no-go zones, and and that's it. That's an invading army. I mean, truth be said, Now, analyzing it, it's just part of the process. What are the solutions? Well, you have to start deporting them, of course. Especially if they are illegal. You know, if they don't contribute anything, they should be. Bye bye. I mean, I remember when I migrated. Yeah, if I didn't work, they would kick me out. It's as simple as that. If I didn't have a contract, I couldn't stay. I could stay for 3 months as a tourist or whatever, but after 3 months, they would find me and escort me to the frontier. You know what I mean? That was in my time, I don't know, 20 plus years ago. Things have changed radically since then. It's crazy. I don't know if I should post this online, but sometimes who cares, I only have like a couple of people who watch the videos, and YouTube is not, with the algorithm, is not making, the video visible. So I thank YouTube for that. I don't want to be exposed. I don't want exposition. I don't want to be in the spotlight. If this reaches, one or two, subscribers, it's fine by me. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. Have a nice day.